Let's go, and we back. This should do with STWF TV, and we are back with another episode of Let's Ride Podcast. This is me again. You do Bop. That's my guy Bandito. What's that?
What's going on, guys? What's up? How you doing, man?
Doing all right, man? Yes, sir. Listen, we just got finished with week 3, and the only thing good about week 3 was the watch party, man. So, how do you feel about coming into week 4 this week as a Renegades fan?
Oh man, I think I'm still good. You know what I mean? I'm still good. I mean, defense is playing hard. Just gotta the offense gotta get that motor going, and as well the penalties, man. Penalties is a killer right now for us.
Penalty. So, I mean, you're not the only one that feels like that. A lot of people have been feeling like it was penalties. And, we're going to talk about that later on. We're going to bring that up later on in the show. But, we're just going to get a quick temperature check. Everybody that's tapped in, we're going to, we see y'all in here. Y'all drop y'all city. Let us know what y'all think about week 3. Man, shout out to my guy, Crazy Tim, man. Crazy Tim, Timmy, Tim the two, man. Just Tim everything, man. Like, shout out to Tim, man. Listen, he helping with a lot of stuff. He did the what was that? The giveaway? So Y'all just stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff coming up, man. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Yeah, man. I know you feel our week 3 pain. It was horrible. It was horrible. But like I said, the good thing about week 3 was the watch party. They were able to get out and see some great fans and cheer along our Renegades. But all right. Oh, listen. Shout out to Anthony. He's been in the chat. He follows a lot of our shows, and I've been seeing him with that DC Defender logo for a while, and I won't say nothing, especially since they looking pretty good last week. But yeah. I can't say nothing on that one, bro. I can't say nothing. Like, best week. And now 3-0. Shout out to the Defenders. That game peaked at 1 million views, and it's averaged 900,000 people watching that, man. Like, what do you think about that? A lot of people saying the UFL is over, and a lot of critics going out. But what do you think about that impressive number for people tuning in to watch that game?
Oh man, that's what they want. You know what I mean? They want the TV numbers, like we talked in one of our previous shows. You know what I mean? Which is good. You know what I mean? Which is good, because now if they keep watching, maybe they'll put their butts in the seats in the next couple of years.
I mean, real talk, and it's funny because one thing, if you have a business that solely relied on people showing up, your shit's already failed. So, shout out to all of those great marketing gurus. Y'all need your own channel because everyone has their own idea about how that, they can grow the league and what the league should do to get more people in the stands. But, ironically, they're not even the ones showing up. So, I don't even get it. But all right, well, let's get back in here to see everybody in there. Shout out to Javier, man. Hey, we seen you at the I didn't know that was you at the watch party, man. Like, that's crazy. Shout out to you. Renegades are the champs. Stallion are freaking garbage. Yeah. Hey, let's light the chat up with that. The Stallions are garbage. Like, boo the Stallions. But they came back and beat up on us, man. Like, so I can't say much against that. Like,
man, what's funny? I'm just looking at these stats right now, and it's horrible, bro.
For our game?
Yep.
Yeah, all the way around. I mean,
passing, they went for 255 on us, bro. To our 182.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And, and once again, it's like, okay, and, we're going to get into the comments. So, we got everyone's comment who was talking about this game. So, what, we got this coming up. So y'all just hang out there with us. But, yeah, to say that we have the most returning players, we got the Spring King, we have such great ability to throw the ball down the field. It's like, why are we not doing that?
They're not opening it, man. For some reason, if they're watching, I'm sorry, coach, but he needs to open the playbook, man. His playbook is simple. Every first down is run. Everybody knows what we're gonna do on first down, and then everybody knows what we're gonna do on second down. We're gonna throw it. You know what I mean? It's common, bro.
I mean, but it's crazy because it's looking like it might be working for So it might be working for other teams. You know what I'm saying? It might be working for other teams because we see this. We see the Battlehawks, they lost, but it was working for them. They're really good at running. So shout out to Bob. He saved that game. So Javier says player of the game QB4 Mike Pieria. I might tore that name up, but hey yo Tim. So, all right, just getting back to that, but a lot of teams are running. Emus the Brahmas, they got a new offensive coordinator, and he said that, he was going to make a focus on running the ball. And then he was going to reset and then run again. So, you know what? I want to ask, I might ask Coach Stoops tomorrow. So, later on in the show, we're going to have a segment where y'all can ask Coach Stoops. But, I might ask him, it's like, hey, is this like everyone following the trend in the UFL to just run the ball? Like, what is going on with that? Like, I don't like it. I like passing and high scoring games. But, do you like gridiron football or, what do you think about that?
You know what? I like to pound the ball, but majority, man, it's a throwing league, man. You got to throw the ball, man. You got to throw the ball. I mean, you got all these receivers for what? What? You know what I mean? Throw the ball. Let the king spring. Throw the damn ball, man.
Facts. You know what's funny? Shout out to Anthony and the DC Defenders because a couple years ago, I forget what the year it was, I had seen Tamu when they had a QB camp out there. I want to say it might be 2023. We had a QB camp in Choctaw Stadium, and I was trying to film the guys, and one of the media people like, don't record him. And it was like because he was in between contracts. It was a lot of stuff going on with him. But shout out to Tamu because he went from the Battlehawks to the DC Defenders, and he keeps reinventing himself and making himself relevant. So, shout out to Tamu on that one. But
it's all right. We still beat him in the championship game, baby.
That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That is all that matters. But shout out, before I guess since you brought that up, the championship game. We can't get into our week 3 season because it was a lot of stuff that's a lot of, chatter going on in the UFL land. And one of them was the UFL championship game being played in St. Louis. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. You know what I mean? And St. Louis is gonna be here this week. It's gonna be here this weekend, bro. They're gonna pack because they feel that they're gonna be in there. But when they're not in there, they're gonna do the same thing they did last year and flaked out on everybody. You know what I mean? They're gonna do the same thing. So I mean, they should have put it either. They should have. I mean, believe it or not, man, either they should have took it into San Antonio. I believe they should have given San Antonio another shot.
You know what? I've seen some people mention about San Antonio, and that was a place, for the first one, but they didn't have a good turnout there. But, and I seen the UFL Twitter.
They were average 24,000 people there, man.
St. Louis averaged 30,000.
Last year's championship game.
Oh, I'm just saying, but this year.
Last year's championship game. It don't matter. It don't matter about their fans. Yeah, their fans are putting 30,000. But when it comes down to playoffs, they're gonna run like these Cowboy fans, bro. They're the Cowboys of the league. Their fans are like the Cowboy fans, bro. They flop.
All right, so y'all heard it here. So that's cool. So I mean that makes sense because I was shout out to the UFL and on Twitter they were talking about they posted the average and it was like this is the reason why that the championship is in St. Louis because of those numbers and and that can be misleading like you're talking about because even though those St. Louis Battlehawk fans are coming out to support their team, who's to say that they're going to do that if Memphis Showboats come out there and win the championship game? How are we sure that they're going to support their team? So So that's a good point. That's a good call out. So it's looking, someone could argue, maybe debate and say that the league might be, kind of biased to the St. Louis Battlehawks trying to win. So, you're going to see this week. So if the St. Louis Battlehawks beat us, it's rigged. You heard it here first.
Mm-hmm. Scripted.
So. Only if we lose. Now, if we win, no problem. All right, so we'll get back in this chat. So we got here. Sal Cannella is hardly getting targeted. Bro, no, he's getting targets. He's just getting his helmet taken off, and they're covering him. So, Sal Cannella is one of Luis Perez's favorite targets, especially down in the red zone due to his size. But they got some really good alternatives at tight end. But yeah, to your point, why are we not forcing him the ball? There should not be a game where Cannella doesn't have at least 5 catches, 10 targets, bro. Like, that's insane.
Well, just look what Tim just said. Sal has the most reception yards and second in receptions.
But that's a mislead. That's not a true number because that wasn't from last game. That was because of his first game, where he had a really good game. So, and that just plays to the stat, to the question about, is this a run first lead? Because why are these, passing yards are so, so low all across the league?
Well, I mean, it wasn't bad because Birmingham threw for 255 yards to our 182, but our rushing yards, check this out. Rushing yards was only 74 yards.
Yes,
to their 52. So that just shows you that Birmingham was doing something different what we were doing.
Yeah.
About throwing the ball.
Yeah, they definitely were doing a lot of stuff that we weren't. And, just to give some quick, notes about the game. So the Stallions, of course, increased their all-time record against the Renegades to 2-0. And, it's funny because I've seen, some posts where they were calling the Stallions like the Kansas City Chiefs of the NFL, the UFL. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I mean, this thing about three-peat, you know what I mean? How are you gonna three-peat with a new league? You know what I mean? Okay, you had 2 in the USFL.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? But then you want to say you three-peated on the UFL league? Nah, you didn't three-peat. I mean, if one of their fans can come and explain to me how they three-peated, you know what I mean?
They're saying that they bought this league, that this is their league. That's what, from my understanding, it's like, okay, hey, USFL fans look at it as like, okay, hey, this is their league. So, of course, the Birmingham Championship prior to the acquisition of the XFL is theirs because, like they feel like they saved the XFL.
Well, yeah.
I don't,
that's how they. The USFL division is the weak one. I mean, I don't know, man. That's just a tough. That's something tough. To me, they're not they're not no Kansas City Chiefs, man. You know what I mean? Because that saying now. Okay, now if you tell me they win this year and next year, hey, I'll give it to them. That's a three-peat. That's a three-peat. I'll give it to them.
Okay, but last year they looked very dominant. They looked like no one can beat them in the league. They went like undefeated last year. So and then they're beating us with their backup quarterback. Now watch this. So do you know this was?
But really, he had been he was the MVP at one of those USFL championship games. Number 2, Kirill. He ain't no chump.
Agreed, you know what I mean? But he wasn't part of the game plan coming into this season. So that's why, you got to factor that in. It's like, okay, hey, this guy's, so that just shows to me,
But that's a slap to the face. Hey, he just slapped the face to his coach for saying, why? Because, you know what I mean? What the other quarterback there, you know what I mean? The other quarterback, they started 0-1. He came in, he's already 2-0.
Good.
So that's what you know. What I mean, if I was him, I would swing my big bolas on that coach.
Like we had to party.
Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? That he shouldn't have benched that quarterback.
Yeah. And shout out to Houston. Houston coach. They recently had a impromptu permanent quarterback change. So it's been a lot of quarterback changes. And hey, and to me, I'm gonna put it out there. Hey, Spring King, if you don't get your act together, we might be looking for another quarterback. Huh. Put that out there. But Birmingham, this is their 10th straight win streak at home. 10. They won 10 consecutive games at home, man. But you say we can't compare them to Kansas? I mean, 10 straight home games. That's
well, you know what? Hey, well, if you want to compare them, you can, because go look at that roster and look how many of those guys are all ex NFL players. If you notice, they have the majority of their team is all pros. They used to play for the pros at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you will not see one. I mean, yeah, they're naming their college. They're naming their little. Oh, I played at Michigan, but go look at their history, and the majority of those, like they had Taco Charlton last year on that team.
Hold on, we got it right here. Come on, we can pull it up. Listen, we got access, baby. So, all right, so this is their current, their current roster, the Birmingham Stallions. So this is, I still got to get some of these positions together. SAF, but this is number 10, Alex McGlough, Amari Rogers. So y'all just, as I scroll down, just let me know any of these players you want to stop on.
They all trash.
Oh, wait, look at bro right here, Cole with the 1980 mustache, man. Shout out to Cole Snyder. Shout out to Cole.
It's like that COVID season.
I mean, but yeah, to your point, even when I see these guys coming in and out of the stadium, they look different. They act different. They seem like they're part, like they feel like they're a better organization than us, than everyone. So, I get it.
Just a 1 point difference, man. Like 1 point. I mean, I think that's what the killer is, man. It's that one fucking point.
It's the way they did it, though. I mean, that's what was that dagger. That was the dagger.
Yeah.
We had the game.
Hey, you want to say
all the way up until the end. So we might have to show that. We might.
They are like the Kansas City Chiefs. The refs are always on their side.
That part, exactly. All right, so we're gonna get this chat. We're gonna get this chat right quick. So, all right, we got here Bobby. He says Birmingham is not dominant this season. They're beatable, but they adjusted better. And in this league, coaching will win games more than talent. What do you think about that?
What was that?
So Bobby's comment in the chat. He says Birmingham is not that dominant this season. I agree with you. This season,
right. Correct. He's right. Bobby's right.
He says they're beatable, but they adjusted better. And in this league, coaching will win games more than talent. What do you think about that? That coaching will win.
He's absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct.
I agree, because only of the fact, because the talent level is so close, and that's one thing that Coach Stoops mentioned about, okay, hey, you know what, that you can't take any team lightly. And, shout out to the Roughnecks who got their first win last week that this guy called. So, all right. So what we got Rooster here, he says Adrian Martinez was the Stallions A B+ team. Easy to win when there's 6 people in the stands. Damn, bro.
You can tell Rooster don't like the Stallions there.
Right. All right, man. So y'all stick with us. We got more of the show, but it's the time that everyone's been waiting on. It's the giveaway. Shout out to Tim, man. So we about to play this video. So we're giving away not 1, but 2, not 3, but 4 tickets to this upcoming game. And I think there is a Lot E pass giveaway. So that means y'all can join us in a tailgate and get some of this breakfast
I know I got two sitting. I got two sitting with me this week.
What's up, Let's Ride podcast? This is your boy, Crazy Tim, Turn Up God, Tornado Tim, whatever you want to call me. I'll accept the name. Look, we got this awesome giveaway. So shout out to everybody who joined the giveaway. They shared it on Facebook. They liked the post. And I don't know if you guys are going to believe this, but we actually only had 5 people enter the giveaway for 4 free tickets to the Renegades game. That's just absolutely crazy. So y'all got really great odds. But there's actually something even more special going on here. So there's a lady by the name, I hope I pronounced this right, Miss Farzana wanted to take her husband to their first Renegades game. STWF is actually going to be providing them with 2 tickets to do that without even being in the giveaway. So guys, y'all make sure y'all are following STWF STWF Studios, because that's the things that they're out here doing. Now, originally we have 4 tickets for this. Some people commented that they were only going to take 1 person. So Bandito himself, for the people who claim they wanted 2 tickets, we got Jasmine Gerard Sr. wanted to take his wife, and Quincy Wells wants to go with the homie J. Avery Johnson. These are 2 tickets, first row, sitting next to Bandito himself. These are the original 4 tickets with the parking pass. If you're following the Los Banditos super fan group on Facebook, if you're a part of that group, you will be getting a Lot E pass to come have breakfast with the Los Banditos before the game. Come party, come hang out with us, man. So we got the homie J. Avery Johnson. He's actually a season ticket setter. He said, hey, I want to bring my boys out to this. I want more fans coming out here, man. That's awesome. Tam Rendo, he's the homie. I've met him before. He loves bringing his kid and his wife out. They always have a great time. And JDD Davenport said that he wants to bring the wife and kids back out because they had a blast the first time. So anybody who didn't get in this giveaway, man, y'all are truly missing out. So let's get it going. Whoever's name this lands on, congratulations. You got 4 tickets and a Lot E pass if you are in the Los Banditos group. And that is stopping on J. Avery Johnson. Congrats, man. You are going to be bringing 4 of your friends out to the Renegades game absolutely free. But now the banger. Who's going to be sitting front row with the Los Banditos? Look at this. We only got 2. We got 2. That's crazy. You got a 50-50 shot here. Let's get it going. Man, the tension. I hope y'all can feel it. And we got, oh, man. Is that a tie? Oh, Jasmine Gerard Sr., congratulations. You're taking your wife out to sit front row in the end zone with the Banditos. Thank you guys so much for joining the giveaway. Make sure you're part of the Los Banditos fan group. Make sure you're following STWF TV, STWF Studios. Man, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Let's ride.
Let's ride, baby.
Let's ride. Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, man, shout out to Tim, man. Like, let's go. Shout out to, let's clap it up one time for every 5 winners. Appreciate everybody, that joined. And, and that's right there. It was like, okay, we're giving away tickets and only 4 people showed up for the free giveaway, man. Like, y'all definitely get y'all free game up, man. Listen, got a saying, if it's free, it's for me. Like, listen, y'all, like, God damn, y'all don't even.
Hey, you're right. Hey, you're right.
But yeah, definitely shout out, congrats to everyone that won.
Congrats to everyone who won.
They're sweet. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how most people are until, once the team wins another championship and bring all this attention to the city. Oh, I've been a fan. Oh. I can't.
Trust me, we watching.
Right.
Banditos watching.
Exactly. So shout out to the Renegades. They got a y'all can catch them tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or is it Friday?
I think it's on the 18th, which is which is Friday. Because Friday.
It took you a little bit long for that, sir.
Oh, that's because it's 2 holidays. I just totally forgot there's 2 holidays this year. You know what I mean? You got Easter and you got 420.
But yeah, shout out to the Arlington Renegades. Y'all can check them out on Friday between 12:30 and 2 at Portello's. They have a meet and greet, 4200 South Cooper Street, Arlington, Texas. And then guess what? The same day, later on that day, ice cream social at Brown. Like, that's one of my favorite places. I like Brown. I like their sandwich and I like their orange freeze. For my people from New Orleans, orange freeze. They will be there Friday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. So
and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Brahms and that Portillo's is in that same. I think in that same area.
Yeah, no, that was in Colleyville. Sorry, that one's 4500 Colleyville Boulevard, Colleyville, Texas.
Oh,
I don't even know where that's at.
So they shooting further out.
Yeah, they're trying to definitely get some butts in seats. So shout out to the Renegades and everyone that support them. And if y'all able to make it out there, y'all definitely go out there. So it's time to pay some bills. Of course, y'all sit back and we'll come back with more Let's Ride podcast.
Little J's Donuts and more. Located in Harahan at 1301 Hickory Avenue. Come in for donuts, savory breakfast, king cakes, and more. Check us out on Facebook at Little J's Donuts or on our website, littlejsdonuts.org.
Hey, man, next tailgate, I better see them donuts next tailgate, bro.
Hey, shout out to Lil J's, man, out there in Harahan. If y'all out there in Southern Louisiana, y'all definitely pull up to Lil J's Donuts. It is a great, great donuts. Definitely not what you're used to. Those donuts aren't baked because they're fried. So I can't give you a guarantee on the next one because the next tailgate is this weekend. But you will have some Lil J's Donuts before we actually end this season. So shout out to Tim. He said, Lil J's makes me want to drive to the booth. Wow, that's how I start, man. That's how I start. Then you got the gumbo, you got the jambalaya. The list goes on of stuff that you can eat when you go down to the booth.
Well, time out then. So when are you gonna make that for a watch party at the house?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Once we get the watch party, then you get the New Orleans style food. You heard me? Talking about that. Man, so everyone that might not know, it's the UFL has been expanding and they've expanded. They've partnered with the Cancer Society. They partnered with the Underdog Fantasy. So whereas now you can, get some bets on them. And the newest thing they've done, they got UFL trading cards. And of course, you know what I'm saying? The Banditos is the part of this history. This is the first Arlington Renegades card. As you can see, this is Kalen Ballage from his historic first game where he broke a 77-yard touchdown run. They gave him an Upper Deck trading card, man. What do you think about this?
Oh, man, I love it. I love it. Because the vision that me and my big homie Val came up with, man, it's unbelievable. That was that's my personal hat. That's my personal hat. You know what I mean? But I give the whole credit to my homeboy Big Val. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have these hats, man. And at the end of the day, that's my personal hat. But at the end of the day, mine and his vision has been seen. You know what I mean? Now it's on a card. You know what I mean? But I'm not just the only bandito, man. This has been throughout whoever has helped me and Big Homie through this journey that we've been going through, man.
Wow. It sounded like that was an acceptance speech, y'all. So y'all definitely, y'all get some hand emojis up in there, get some clapping emojis in the chat because that was really like, if for those that maybe this is their first time on our shows, we've given the explanation behind this hat. Why is he wearing this hat? And I think it didn't even that hat is for the offense, but you can also see the defense wear this hat. So can you tell our viewers what's the how did this hat even start?
Well, I was sitting there and I was seeing all these teams in 2023. They were giving out their little turnover chains that they were making, their personal turnover chains that they were coming up with. So I turned around and told Val, I was like, hey, man, I said, what do you think if we give these guys a hat? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Well, This is actually the second hat that we gave him because we gave him a baby blue. I gave him one of my personal baby blue hats. One of the coaches took that with him when he hung it up in 2020. He took that. He took the baby blue Dallas, one of the Dallas Renegades hats that we had gave him, and then we decided to do it again. But Coach Long actually liked my hat.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it was just one of those like we started thinking. Me and Bal started thinking about it, and we're like, well, you know what? We're gonna give it to the offense. So when the offense scores, well, I'm sorry. It went for the defense first. It was going to be for the defense turnover.
Okay.
It was a turnover hat. But then Taylor Vaughn, my boy, decided to take over the hat. So when he scored big on our game, he turned around and put the hat on. And ever since then, that's the hat that he keeps every season since 2023. That's his hat that I gave. He personally said he has it and he's keeping it, but both sides of the ball are using it.
Nice. Shout out to TV, man, for actually stamping the Banditos into, the Arlington Renegades like celebration. Like that's pretty cool, man. Like who'd have thought that, it started from just, a thought. It just, hey, we're going to use this as a turnover. Now, like you said, it's a part of the team. It went from being a part of the team's culture to now being a part of the team and the UFL history. So
yeah, it's that's what I was telling Big Homie today. Like that's history for us, man. Like we've made it this far. You know what I mean? We made it this far. Everybody that's helped us grow the group. Now you see what we were trying to do, and there it is. Now it's all in color.
Nice. So I gotta ask you. So how do you feel making this milestone? Like because I don't even think you knew about this was happening. So it just came up. Like what was your first reaction when Tim said like, hey man, this is such and such. Like
man, it was when Tim shot the card over, it was like when you sitting there looking at it first, it's like nah, this has to be some bull crap going around. You know what I mean?
Right.
But nah, you know what I mean? It's not. You know what I mean? Tim's been doing his research on these cards and saying they're legit. You know what I mean?
Listen, yeah, they legit. I had an Upper Deck Jose Canseco card, Tim McGuire card. I had Upper Deck is the shit. I think there's another one I think it's a P one, but Upper Deck, yeah, they're definitely the real. So, and shout out to the UFL for actually trying to, make these strides to keep their brand going and to stay relevant in the, just stay relevant. Because you can also play the UFL on Madden. So UFL, I know y'all are watching. Get a fantasy football team. Our group, the brand, loves football. Definitely love that. But yes, Pinnacle, that's them. Pinnacle cards. So yeah. So
but to see that, man, just to know that, you know what I mean? I wore that. I mean, Big Homie made the hat. I wore it. You know what I mean? It just shows that, like Tim says, we've come a long way in all the group efforts that's helped us along the way.
Facts. That's how everything works, man. So, what they say, a rising tide raised the ship, man. So, shout out to everybody that's been putting in that work to, get the Bandito brand this far. But all right, man, so it's no secret that we lost, and during a press conference, I seen the coach for the Stallions talk about, hey, you know what? He was appreciative of that, of the call. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, hey, thank you. No better time to get a call in your, you know what I'm saying? To get a call in your favor. And, they capitalized off it. So, this segment is about the fan reaction. So, those that's viewing, with us and those that's going to be viewing after this, we want to know, hey, how y'all feel about this loss? We want to know and maybe what contributed to.
Fucking team.
So what do you think about this loss?
Man, it was rough, man. It was rough. You know what I mean, defense tried to hang in there, man. They tried to hang in there, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean that was a crazy call from the ref, blowing the whistle after they snapped it and they were going with it.
So you're one of them.
Nah, man.
That's blaming the ref.
I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have let it go that far. You know what I mean? For the refs to put it in the refs' hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm a Saints fan, and in every season we have issues with the refs. So I've grown past blaming the refs. But a lot of fans are saying that it's the refs' fault.
Yeah, but we can't do. I mean, the way the offense played, they should. The offense had to put some points.
But the offense played. I didn't see no offense out there.
But that's what I'm saying. What I tell you, if we don't score 20 points, we lose.
Yeah, I mean, and the defense has been doing their thing. No one yet has scored over 10 points. This is the most any team has scored against us.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's what the problem is. The offense ain't offensing. So we're gonna go through some of these comments so you can see here we're on the Renegades page. This was a really hard win. Stallions 10, Renegades 9, and we couldn't move the ball after the only time we did. So Mad Hatter, shout out to Mad Hatter. He said Renegades got screwed. That is some bull crap refereeing. So I guess someone agrees with you. Shout out to the Mad Hatter, man, and to the T Bucket. Really nice. What's it? What's the Derby? Not Dugby. Doom Buggy. There you go. Yep. So we got Johnny Gordon. He said exactly right. That was classic tampering by the refs. I don't know. So we got JJ Erickson says it was pretty blatant false start that wasn't called. UFL rules say that they can review that shit. So they did. And it was clear as day. All we had to do was stop them from a 4th and long. So what do you think about that?
No, you're right. You gotta stop. You know what I mean? But yeah. That defense, man, I don't know. I mean, let's see the time of possessions that we had.
Oh, that was trash. I mean, and we had calls go our way. So it was an ugly game. But do you have some of those stats? So we got here. Tim says rules are rules, but if they are going to call a penalty in the last 5-minute review rule, wait, hold on.
Hey, but look at this. Check this one out. Check this stat out. We were in the red zone 4 times to their 1. That just tells you. Right. Offense wasn't they defense, their red zone defense came to play.
Yeah. And a lot of times we got calls in the red zone, so it was now it's starting to scare me because I'm seeing these same mental mistakes. It's like, okay, how we can't get in the end zone, and when we're in the red zone, what we're doing, we're running, we're doing run plays that everyone is expecting. It's getting sad.
Yep.
And shout out to these diehard Cowboy fans who just making excuses. It ain't the refs' fault. It's that hold on, wait, I think I seen it. Let me get to one. Oh, here we go. The number one fan. He says no offense. Long plays for Renegades, too many rushing calls at 2nd and 10, 3rd and 8. Shake my head.
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about that clown? Man, get that
number one fan. He capped it. He didn't all caps. And then he said the play caller was stupid. Chuck Long is a dinosaur. And it's crazy because
just like him. Dinosaur just like that fool. Talking all that, don't even go to a game, man. Get the hell out of here with that, man.
Ooh, we see how to get. Ooh, we see how to get you started.
Don't get me started with that clown.
I mean, but he does have a point. So, we called out Chuck last week, and on the meet the coach. So, do you think it's a coach, Chuck? Is it an offensive coach, offensive coach issue, or is it a head coaching issue? Like, at this point,
I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah, I give it's a little bit of both because Chuck throws the call down, and coach is going to call if he's going to call it or not.
But we all know, Coach Stoops, it's, same as today, as yesterday, as tomorrow, and the day before. We're running the same playbook, same game plan. So, I'm definitely going to ask, him, especially this week coming after a porous game. I mean, last week, in week 2, you can say, okay, hey, it was some grit shown. We won at the last minute, but we're not going to use that same rationale this week for the other team. They showed some grit and they came at the last minute and found a way to win. Winners win, losers lose. And we lost.
Coach better come with something because them Battle Hawks, man, they're going to put them Battle Chickens are going to put some points on this damn board. You know what I mean? And our defense can't be out there for a very long time, man. I mean, they get tired, and they're gonna just run up that scoreboard if you don't change his damn offense up.
Yes, and and to me, it's like you got no, I ain't gonna say it. You got a Corvette, a Stingray Corvette that you just keep in the garage. Man, listen, let Luis Perez do his thing. And then run afterwards. Let's switch it up. Throw the ball and then and let that open a way up for the run because we already know we got dogs in the backfield.
Look when he went over 200 yards against San Antonio.
Exactly.
He's gonna put you in scoring position, man. He's gonna put you there.
Exactly. And that's what's making me really concerned because, one thing is he came out with a new book. So I know he wants to make headline. I know Luis Perez wants all of these media opportunities. He wants this media exposure, but it's like, how are we going to talk to you or even your book and you're losing? So,
what I mean? You should have promoted that book way before the season started, not during the season.
Yeah, I mean, because it's definitely looking like, he may be, too caught up, distracted on selling books instead of, shaking the coaching staff, letting them know, hey, man, let me run this team. It is his team. He's the leader. It's not Kalen Ballage. Let Luis Perez do his thing, man. And if I don't see that this week, listen, Coach Stoops, you're going to be upset with me, Coach.
Hot seat.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's going to start up here. It's going to start up here. You're on the hot seat, partner. So right here, we got Eric Hecker. He say Stallions got the Kansas City treatment. So, Williams, I'm always happy to see. Oh, I don't want to see when they start off with that, it's crazy. I'm always happy. How you always happy to see someone share? No, going straight past that.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this Johnny Gordon? I don't usually question the call of the ref, but the false start call and resetting the clock back to 1.49 after the Renegades had the game in the bag. What do you think about that? Do you think that was the
turning point?
Turning point. Ouch. That's kind of tough, man. Like, because I would tell y'all, you know what? Those that's in the chat, if y'all were watching the game, drop in the chat. Where did y'all see? Where were y'all at when y'all watched this? When y'all watched this comeback victory? Because I left the watch party to come home to get ready to join join the press conference. And then I come in there popping my collar like, yeah, baby, I'm feeling like a champ, 3-0. And then I turned on the TV. Yeah, I turned the TV on, and we lost. Ow.
Hey, what's that game? No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Bam, whammy.
Like a dog, man. I was flipping everything. And I didn't even join the press conference because I was upset with how we held the lead for that long, but couldn't, keep it to the finish line. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, y'all definitely catch our show tomorrow. We are a day behind because we were shout out to everybody that was involved. Shout out to Tim came out to the Dallas Wings, WNBA. We were at their draft party yesterday. So shout out to the Dallas Wings and their number 1 draft pick page buckets. That's what I'm gonna call it. So tomorrow, we're gonna be back on our regular schedule where we're gonna do the pregame, the game 4 pregame. But appreciate everybody. So this is our fan reaction. We want some fan reaction. Y'all let us know how y'all felt about, that, that week 3 loss, and what's our confidence level going into week 4, because there was a question posed by the UFL on Twitter asking who's the best 2-1 team in the UFL, and I was like, hey, it's the Renegades, and I was like, but hopefully they get the memo. So do y'all think the Renegades gonna get the memo in week 4?
They better get that memo. They gotta get something, man. They gotta get something. You know what I mean? They're starting to sound. They're starting to sound like Coach Vance Joseph from when he was the head coach of the Broncos a couple years ago. We had a good practice. You had a good practice, but you didn't win the game. You know what I mean? You had a good practice.
Yeah. It's like that's all we want, man. So Tim, he said we ain't worrying about battle chicken, man. Listen, you might wanna, because they just came off of a loss, and and they got the confidence through the roof because they got really good fan base. I'm pretty sure they're some fans are going to be following them this season.
Well, you know what? Hey, I challenge all the battle hawks. You know what I mean? If you guys talking about you got the best fans, well, let's see if you guys can fill some of these other stadiums while you're at it. Then
that's true. That is true. That's a big challenge, So hey, y'all heard it here. I'm gonna send that same challenge too, because we're gonna be on the road. Definitely. We're at mid season, so now it's time to actually. We got some away games, and you're gonna see us in your city, especially that San Antonio. We coming down there, but yeah, that's a pretty good challenge, man. Shout out to all the fans that's actually putting forth their effort to fill these, bring fans and follow the team. So, man. So for the menu, are we gonna have? We got to make it chicken based for the tailgate, like for these chicken hawks or something. Maybe some chicken nuggets. So
what about some chicken strips?
Hey, chicken strips always good. Chicken strips always a good.
What about some chicken strips in a biscuit?
Listen,
you never know.
Chicken with anything is always a good thing. Hey, shout out to everybody that showed up to our first watch party, first of many. Had a really great time. We went live there, had some great barbecue, and I'm gonna tell y'all. Oh wait, hold on, we got some. Tim, he said some chicken fajitas. Hey, listen, chicken, I like that. Yes, chicken theme for these dang battle chickens. But I'm gonna tell y'all one thing: how you know if you're a true Texan, you know what good barbecue smells like. We pulled up into the parking lot. Bandito, he's like. Whoo, they got some good food and barbecue in there. Because if you can smell the meat, it is some good barbecue. And I was like, man, I ain't never heard that in my life. And then listen, Tim, he says, hey, bro, meet me by the smoker. Smoker? I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I do not know what a smoker is, sir. Well, not barbecue. But still. Shout out to everybody that came to the watch party, man. Really great time, really great food. And y'all can see from a picture here, really great, really good turnout, really great experience with the Banditos, man. Like, what do you think about the about the watch party?
Oh man, the watch party, man, was pretty fun. I'm glad that everybody came out. We had a couple of Banditos that didn't show up. But the majority of us were out there, and I appreciated every single one that went out. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time. Even your wife had a good time. You know what I mean? Look,
how do you know? Wait, hold on, tell me my wife had a good time.
She had a look at her smile on her face on that picture.
Yeah. That's because John must have told her something. Yeah. But shout out to bro. She really did have a great time, and that's one of the reasons why we came home, and we were still talking about that, great time, and and it's just pretty much indicative of what you can come to expect hanging out with the Banditos, from the tailgates to the watch parties to even the in-game experience, and like it's unmatched, so definitely, y'all, like, to those that won that giveaway, y'all are the true goats because you're gonna have a really great experience.
Hey, you know what? I think we should bring if Tim can get a hold of them, we can get the people that got the seats that are gonna sit next to me this week. Maybe bring them on the show and see what they thought for their first game experience.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like that. So definitely, everyone, and those are the future fans, that for our future giveaway winners, y'all definitely, don't be camera shy. We want y'all here to, and even if you are camera shy, it's still good. We just want you to show up with us. But man, look at Javier. He too cool for me over there.
Mr. Rooster. That's his alter ego. Is that Rooster? Okay.
Do roosters cluck or do they chirp?
Those are motherfuckers that get up at 4 a.m. and wake your ass up. That's who the motherfuckers. That's who those motherfuckers are. If you ever been to your grandma's house on the ranch, that's what you're gonna be hearing about 2 a.m.
Listen, shout out to the Seven Wall, in New Orleans, you're talking about grandma. So you brought it up. My grandmother's house in the Seven Wall, and we had roosters. Not out, y'all, but in the backyard. And they cluck every day. And they catch you walking, they will chase you. These aren't regular roosters. So just put that out there. But man, there's a lot more Bandito events, a lot more SCWF events coming up. So those that didn't get the chance to make it this time, y'all definitely tap in with the next. So tomorrow we get the menu for what's going on at the tailgate this weekend. Mm-hmm. So what's up? What can we expect?
What have I heard?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what I mean? Again, biscuits and gravy. Mm-hmm. Some more of those turkey pastrami bacon. No, that is
bacon. That ain't real bacon.
Hey, did you eat that sandwich? Because if you ate that sandwich, that's what it had in there.
That shit was good as hell. It was good.
And maybe you'll see the biscuits and chicken strips.
Hey, listen, that gravy, that bacon. Oh my gosh, listen. Shout out to Mutu, man. Dude them hands are gifted. I don't know what he do. He just come out there, set up, and he just start doing this thing and just start unmatched.
Well, you know what, man? He was in the military, man. So he knows he knew how to cook for a bunch of these military people, man. I give him the salutes to him. You know what I mean? Because you're feeding a lot of motherfuckers out there.
Facts. So let's give a shout out to that, man. And like I said, all good things must come to an end. And unfortunately, the Renegades lost last week. And we didn't. The fans didn't. We won. But the show must end, But y'all can catch us tomorrow. So y'all make sure y'all tune in with us tomorrow. But before we get up out of here, you got any shout-outs, Bandito?
Oh, man, shout out to the winners that got the tickets. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Tim for everything you do. Mutu, everything you do. Big Val, Doug, Mindy, John, Jesse, Donna, everybody. If I forgot anybody, man, hey, I appreciate everything you guys done for the group. You know what I mean? And Unc, hey, man, I appreciate Unc. You know what I mean? You're new to the group. I appreciate you, STWF. You know what I mean?
Facts. I'm gonna tell you, I've never noticed how difficult that is to say STWF until I hear other people say it. I've heard STFW, SWV, FTW, FTW.
Hey.
I didn't heard it all, but it's STWF Sports Talking Friends. So give a shout out to everybody that's tapped in with the brand, everybody that's tapped in with the show, the UFL, they're tapping with us, the Renegades, they're rocking with us. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. But if y'all not, that's y'all bad because we all what that is. And that's time to let's ride on out, baby. Y'all be good until tomorrow.
See.
Find this podcast and others on STWF TV. the Podcasting Network. Wherever you get podcasts.